me, Nat and Ty, and welcome to an episode of Wine Night Chronicles. A couple of months ago, Wine Night consisted of Ty and I showing up at Nat's house with a couple bottles of wine and just talking about whatever was on our mind. But then COVID happened. And here we are. And here's our new wine night. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
To wine night. Whoop, whoop. Unfortunately, I'm on a diet because I got to keep it tight, keep it right. So I'm having water. But Ty, I'm keeping it real. I got to have water because I want to lose these little extra pounds. I don't want to be fat. So during this quarantine time, I've really been taking a look inside and really trying to understand my purpose, and make sure I'm on the right path to fulfilling my purpose, because I always say, I don't want life to win. I want to win at life. And I discovered that my poor little heart is still broken. And in order for me to move forward, I know I got to mend my little broken heart. I do. Oh my God. You guys are not going to believe. I knew I had something to tell you. It ties in. So today, this morning, part of my healthy lifestyle I'm living during quarantine is I go for a walk every day. No, that's a lie. I don't do it every day. I should do it every day, but I don't. Anyways, I went for a walk this morning and I'm walking back to my house, minding my own business, listening to my music. And what was playing at the time was Forget Me Not. It's a really old song. Anyway, as I'm walking down, I see this older white Canadian gentleman. I know he was Canadian at the time, with his little wiener dog. And the little wiener dog starts barking at me. And I'm like, whatever. And he's like, oh, no, she wants you to pet her. So I'm like, okay. Then I heard the accent. No. So, okay, because now we also got to talk about quarantine. What was the word you said? Quarantine.
Etiquette.
Thank you, Ty. Quarantine etiquette. And so I'm the type of person, I don't
know. No, social distancing etiquette.
Oh, social distancing etiquette. But we need quarantine etiquette, too. Some people got to learn how to stay in the house.
Well, if you're outside, you're not in quarantine.
Well, I'm going to bring in the quarantine etiquette. Ty, what was that look? What?
What would it look? I'm sorry, you were talking.
No, you made a look.
I'm just looking.
Okay,
that's his face.
Okay. Oh, okay. So the guy said. So I'm like, the dog could have COVID, but I don't. When people offer you to pet their animal,
ew, no, I run.
Okay, well, you would be so disgusted. Let me continue the story. So I'm like, oh my God, what if the dog has COVID? But it's rude if I don't pet the dog. So I'm like, oh, hey, little doggy, cute little doggy, pet the dog, whatever. The dog starts pissing. And he's
God.
He's so excited. And so the dog started urinating everywhere. And the man's like, oh, she's excited to see you. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm petting the dog. So he goes, oh, look at those beautiful nails. He's like, Lord. Oh, did your boyfriend get your nails done? So I said, I do my own nails. He's like,
I don't need no man.
Thank you.
Right.
So he's like, oh, well, did your man or boyfriend, I don't know what he said, but implying as if I have a boyfriend. Oh, did your boyfriend get your hair done or something like that? Yes. Ew. So I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm a widow. So he said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, me too. So he said, oh, well, how long has it been? They always ask that. I don't know why they act it makes a damn difference. If I tell you I'm a widow, that you should know right now, I'm shutting you down. I'm shutting you down.
Yeah, exactly.
No, every man want to shoot their shot and keep shooting it. you know? So I'm like,
That's so
oh,
bad.
he's like, oh, how long has it been? So I said, August will be 4 years. He said, oh, do you ever go out? I like to go dancing in Del Rey. And I'm thinking, it's fucking coronavirus. So,
Okay, I can't believe that you're still continuing this
right,
conversation
I'm
with
still
this stranger.
with the dog at my feet, peeing all down,
Oh, God
all
damn.
over the
Okay.
sidewalk. Anyway, so I tell the man, no, I haven't been going out. He's like, have you ever heard of some hotel in Del Rey? I said, well, I'm familiar with Del Rey, but no, I don't know. Well, maybe I could take you dancing sometime. It's just a bunch of old women in there. You are
Oh,
old
hell no.
man. You are an old man. You are bald at the top with the gray
So what,
coming
is he trying to say
around.
that you're his age?
He know I'm not his age. Nat, don't try me like that.
No, I'm just like, oh, so I would have been
He
like, why are
wants
you
a young
inviting me
woman.
where all the
No,
old
it's the double
people?
standard. It's the double standard that he attends
wants a young.
somewhere where all the women are old, but all the
Mhm.
men are still in their prime because
Ew.
men take longer to age, and it builds on that's stupid.
No. And it gets better.
Yeah.
It gets better. So I'm like, okay, yeah, uh-huh. And so a car pulls up and he's like, oh, this is my friend from Canada. I'm like, hey, friend from Canada, bye. And I
Oh
hightailed
my
it.
God.
But I'm like, that was fucking crazy. I've been talking about mending my little broken heart. And this guy asked me out, even though I would never go out with him.
Right. I don't know why you didn't push it further.
Push what further? Going out there to get coronavirus with some old ass Canadian.
With the old ladies around.
And his pissy dog? Ew.
Yeah. Old pissy dog. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So my walks are very eventful in the morning. They just start my day with a ray of sunshine. But getting back to quarantine and mending my broken heart, I had to ask myself, what does that look like to me? What are the processes that I can put in place that will work towards me healing my heart? I found that journaling really, really helps me so that I can see, the different emotions I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Journaling allows me to see my many accomplishments because we accomplish a lot of things throughout our day, but we don't always write those things down, and so we forget. Journaling is a way to help me remember. Now, do you have any suggestions of things I could do to help me mend my little broken heart?
Well, I've never done journaling per se because I've always been I'm very closed up. I suck at communication, so I don't know how to like write my feelings down or even say my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always felt like if I journal, if I write down my feelings, they're coming to reality and I have to deal with those things. And then I feel like, what if someone reads my feelings? Oh my God, I'm freaking out. Like I feel super vulnerable and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want like the world to know how I feel. I don't know why.
Because it goes back to being vulnerable. No one wants to be vulnerable, right? Because at our most vulnerable moments, we will still feel like people are judging us. That's why you don't want anyone to see your feelings. I can't say that anyone won't judge you, but something that I found that's helpful for me, those types of feelings and emotions, write them down at a full moon and then burn them. Burn them.
Oh.
Write them on a piece of paper during a full moon, and at night go outside, light that piece of paper on fire, and now no one can read what you've written, and you can let it go. It's a great way to release.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, try it out.
I want to try it.
What about you, Ty?
Oh, in regards to healing, there's a lot that you can do. Mm-hmm. But jumping back on like what you're saying about journaling, I personally have not done journaling in a while. not even this quarantine has pushed me there, but I do know a lot about vulnerability because I feel like all of my strength is built on vulnerability. And that fear that you have, Nat, that people are going to look at it and they're going to kind of like in this cancel culture, right? They just like go through everything that's like, oh no, she's not this image that she presents. Well, no one is.
Exactly.
No one is the image that you present to society, right? And at the same time, no one has to read it. I mean, it's not like you're going to publish it unless you want to. That's great. That's an even further dive into vulnerability. But just for me, what's stopping me mostly is my anxiety, but that anxiety is coming from fear because I know what work needs to be done. It's whether or not I am willing to put that responsibility on myself. You know, we were talking about COVID.
Exactly how I feel, vulnerable.
But then,
you hold yourself accountable for it.
Right.
For those feelings.
Right. But if we never hold ourselves accountable for those feelings, how do we heal?
Right.
You can't. That's why I live in denial my whole life, because I've never faced my fucking feelings.
You know,
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I should journal. I should let it out. I suck at communicating. I gotta tell you how I feel. But I'm very afraid of that.
And that
I'm afraid of
normal.
how you're gonna think. Yeah, I'm afraid of how you're gonna think of me. I'm afraid if I say something wrong, I'm gonna regret it.
But I think truly, I think what I got out of journaling when I was like in a part of my life where I was, always looking towards the negative and always seeing the positive as being like just, silly optimism. What I really learned is that there's so much more to gain out of it. So the fear that you have that sometimes you're going to read things about yourself that are ugly, that you're not going to like. And it doesn't make you like a nasty person. It's like you're putting a mirror in front of yourself.
Right.
And then you decide, what am I going to do with this information now? Like, let's say I've noticed that I am a very jealous person, for example, or I've noticed that I like to receive, but I'm not so good at giving, which most people call that selfish or whatever. And those things do pop up in journaling. But it's all about, okay, now that I know, what can I change? And what can that change bring me when I'm willing to give more than I receive?
Yes.
And it just pushes you in that direction. That's what I really enjoy about journaling. I mean, some days it's like, oh my God, what was I on? But on other days, you reveal truths about yourself. And in other days, you mention things that you're like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Like, it's just all those emotions.
Right.
It's all those emotions put together, and it's like, instead of putting it as good, bad, like just meditating.
They're just experiences. Yes.
Right.
Meditating is an excellent way to heal. I've been meditating, but not consistently, right? So I don't meditate consistently, but I know when I for sure need to sit my behind down and meditate, because I'm very aware of my thoughts and my emotions, my body, how it holds those emotions, how tense I get. It's horrible. But I am aware of those things. So I'm like, okay, I need to go meditate. But because I don't do these things consistently, including journaling, I don't journal every day. I don't know if it's stalling my healing process. Like, I understand that healing happens when it's ready, when it's the time to heal, right? But how long that damn healing gonna take? And I still have really bad days. And I get that, maybe for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have some bad days. But when is my heart gonna be like, okay, you can go on a date today?
Have you felt like that at all? Like open to dating at all? Or?
No. I don't know if I ever told you guys. The first time a guy asked me out was a year and a half out. I was in Publix and I started crying. Aww. At least I don't cry no more when people ask me out. I do say no. I do say no.
And it could also be so many things too. Like you talk about how long does it take to heal. I don't think most people think like, just let the wound bleed out until it stops bleeding. Like that's a very passive approach. And I'm not saying anything in regards to you. I'm just saying like, healing has a lot to do with where we take it and how uncomfortable we're willing to be. And also know, I think sometimes, maybe this is my own thing, but sometimes I feel like we are being too hard on ourselves.
Oh, of course.
Because of past traumas or because of future dreams, we are so hard on ourselves that we say, well, unless I am rid of all this melancholy, no man will ever want to date.
Oh, no, honey. Oh, no, that's not me.
Oh, that's good, because that's how I know my
worth. I know my worth. I know how beautiful I am. I know how smart I am. I know how wonderful I am because a wonderful man loved me and he allowed me to see myself through his eyes. And that's going to be the problem, because I'm going to have to realize that I may not get that again. You understand what I'm saying? That was a very special case. That was a very special man who absolutely adored me. But for me, for the healing process, I think for me, I don't know if it's compartmentalizing, but I have to make sense of it, right? So I have to understand what was his role in my life, what was my role in his life, and then I could move forward with dating. I also have to have a very clear understanding about who I am now since this has happened to me and what I want. Now, I'm who I am is becoming very, very clear to me. Very, very clear to me. So now I can look into the qualities I want in a partner. But I don't think I'm going to ever, this is a whole nother conversation. I don't even think I'm ever going to get married because I don't want to marry anybody.
There you go.
But
and I don't think,
I don't want to marry anybody.
What goals you want, Destiny. Like most people think, well, it's not like I can be single. Like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Like even after your healing process, if you've decided, you know what, I'm not really looking for it. And that doesn't mean that you haven't finished healing, right? So the same thing, like you don't want to marry, understandable. It's all about.
You can be a hoe if you want. You can go through your hoe phase.
But that's the thing. I ain't gonna be no hoe either. Again, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I know my worth. Yeah. Okay. So other things. What are some things to distract us? Why we're trying to heal during COVID?
I was watching a show, right? And I'm so sorry. Go ahead now.
No. Go ahead.
I was just watching this show, and this character had like something to do. So then a friend stops by. They were like watching TV. It's like, don't you have like a big project coming up? And they're like, this isn't procrastination. This is inspiration. And I thought that was kind of funny because when you think about distractions, you think about I'm just gonna watch this show just to numb myself. But who says that you can't watch something that you don't learn from it somehow, either historically, culturally, artistically, spiritually, if you want to, like whatever. And that's what I've been kind of doing with my distractions. Like when I listen to music, I want music that makes me feel like I'm 10 years old again. And I felt like I wanted to be the biggest pop star. Or, look for things like just all around you, even the distractions, you can add meaning to it, at least if you want to, because you define your purpose, right? So.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So distractions can turn into inspiration. I love that.
That was from that show, which is, by the way, plugging it in, Dear White People, amazing show.
Love that
show. I watched almost the whole season last night. I didn't go to sleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't blame you. Other things that I've used, for example, music, of course. It's the easiest way to just, send your emotions for something. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Nat, you, what about, you know what? Speaking of music, that is a good way to cry, scream, and get it all out when you're healing. I love to put on a good song that really speaks to whatever emotion I'm feeling at the time, and put on a damn show. You hear me? Sing to the top of my lungs. I love it. It is such a release for me. It
Yeah,
really
I
is.
remember that girls trip that you made us listen to the whole Adele album in the fucking car on the way to the Keys.
Sorry.
And Destiny's singing at the top of her lungs to the Adele album, whatever the first album she took out.
Oh,
And
my,
we
the
were like,
first album
wow.
was 19. I wonder, I think it was 19. Yeah, I did know you guys
She
like
was
that.
like, she performed the whole trip.
In the car. I'm sure that was
In the
very
car.
annoying. I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm
No.
so sorry.
That was
I'm
fun.
so sorry, but I love it.
Notice
It's
how
so
I
much
still
fun.
remember that though.
Yes, yeah, it was annoying for her. I know it. I know they was like, I hope this damn girl shut the hell up. Our family does it all the time.
I
It's
was
okay.
like, I was just
It's
like, where's the booty music at?
right. And I got on some slow ass Adele on a girls trip, but you know, that's how I roll.
But we supported you. It was fine. We
Yes,
were
no
fine.
one told me to shut up.
No,
So
of
that was
course
really
not.
nice. And that's why we're friends today. Anything new you guys think you might be interested in learning during COVID?
Well, me during COVID, I learned about crystals and the healing
Oh,
powers of crystals. That's why I have all my beautiful crystals right here. Just them being in my presence made me feel
makes me
good.
feel
Like
better.
I have no idea what the crystals mean or whatever, through research I've learned and stuff, but yeah, they give me like a really good energy that
Yes.
I really connected to it and I love it. So I think that was
Yeah.
a very new thing that I learned during this stupid pandemic. And they really, it's really helped me through it. Like,
That's good.
they make me feel better and I like learn about them and I take care of them, I appreciate them. So
Because the three of us have had these conversations and we understand that nobody is trying to overcome the other person's beliefs.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We all respect each other's beliefs and that's
Yes,
amazing. And we all learn from each other. I love that.
Yes. Yeah.
That took up wine night. Oh,
Oh, wine night. Wait, can we do a cheers?
cheers!
I miss you guys.
I miss
Me
you super
too.
duper much. I miss dancing with you guys. Nat, can you do us a
That
big
was
favor?
another distraction for me.
Music.
Dancing.
Dancing. Yeah.
Drinking.
Oh, drinking. I'll add myself to that.
Jigsaw puzzles. Do you guys do jigsaw puzzles?
No.
No. My family does them all the time.
Nobody in my house does them either. That was something that was like brought like down to me from my mom. Like my
grandmother used to do it all the time.
And since we're so used to our hurricane quarantine with no like electricity, whatever, growing up in South Florida, jigsaw puzzles was all that was there. We didn't have internet, we didn't have TV, we didn't have air conditioning. It's just sit there and make a jigsaw puzzle in the candlelight. So that's a big distraction for me.
For you. That's a good one. And it's work for your brain, so that's good. Yeah. So if you could put a playlist together for us for Wine Night tonight, what would you have on there?
Oh my God, I have the perfect playlist for you guys. So I did make a little playlist. So the first song is called Pursuit of Happiness because we're talking about healing and all this, what makes you happy and whatever. So this song is by Kid Cudi. This is a very old song.
Yeah.
This song came out in 2009. Like this is I love this guy.
Yes, but it's a good song. And I love Kid Cudi. I love it. No. People who love music enthusiasts like yourself, they really look into those things. I'm sorry, I got the hiccups.
Song number 2 The Scots.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh
guys know the
yeah.
Scots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen. Yes, I know the Scots. I listened to the song. It's
So this
awesome. It's good to
is
jam to.
Travis Scott.
Mm.
Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. And did you guys know that they're the Scots because Travis Scott, his last name, his stage name is Scott, his last name, and Kid Cudi's name is Scott Ramon Seguro Mescudi.
Yeah. What? Okay. Stop.
Kid Cudi.
We go. Just call him Kid. Just call him Kid.
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Baby. Hold on, I gotta fix my camera.
I like.
So,
I like
you
the
like
Bad
it?
Bunny song. Yes, but I feel like they all have the same beat.
Well, that's more of a reggaeton thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yo perreo sola. That means I twerk alone. So it's basically like he made this song about like the girl wants to go to a club and not be harassed by like men trying to like rub up on her and shit. Like it's kind of like she just wants to have a night out to have fun with her girlfriends. She wants to dance by herself. Nobody come up on me. Leave me the fuck alone. And then he also made it a tribute to this transgender woman that was killed in Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
his video, I'm going to read you an excerpt from the Oprah magazine. How they
I did
described
see the video.
So he dressed in drag, I guess, for the video. I haven't seen the video.
He cross-dressed. I saw the video. He cross-dressed.
Okay. So in the video, not only does Bad Bunny dress in drag, but one neon green sign hanging in the background reads "Ni una menos," which means not one less. So this refers to the movement across Latin America dedicated to fighting gender inequality and the abuse of women and the trans community. Bad Bunny has often spoken out about sexual violence, both through his music and his fashion. So I thought that was like a really cool message that he sends out. Sorry. Okay, Falling. Have you guys listened to Falling? Because I listened to it and I just want to cry.
Hold on.
I feel like he has so much emotion about it.
Was that the boy sitting at the table? I'm trying. Remind me what song
I didn't
that
see
is.
the video.
Okay.
Yes, the young guy sitting at the table and like all melancholy about it and shit.
Yeah, I love that song. It's been out for a minute, but I love it.
And that falls into like your topic of how to deal with a broken heart, like and how to heal. Because how do you fall for another person after going through such heartbreak is what this song is about. Like, anyway. And then Kontrol from Maleek Bery. That was a really cool
Kontrol with a K.
Church. Yeah, I had no idea like he was even from another country. I thought he was just like a reggae singer, I don't know, like Caribbean or something.
Yeah.
And he was born in the UK from Nigerian parents. And he's a record producer and now he's a recording artist. This was like his first album that he came out, and this song like really like took him to the charts or whatever, and here to the United States, obviously. And what's really freaking cool is that he sings in like 4 or 5 different languages in this song. And it's also another song for women's empowerment, because it's about the woman taking control of her life, taking control in the bedroom, taking control on the dance floor. And he's like, go ahead, girl, take control, do what you got to do. Like, he's like telling her, yes, do it, do what you need to do.
Take control of your life. Be in the driver's seat. That's awesome. A lot of women empowerment. I love that. Good. That's a good playlist. This was so much fun. I love our wine nights, and I can't wait for the next one. I love you guys. Cheers to another successful wine night, and I'll see you next week. Love you.
Love you. Cheers.
Cheers.